Very, very good morning. And every day we are talking about psychology. Today, one of the very, very important aspect we are going to talk. Aftab Amin Poonawalla, who was murdered Shraddha Walker into 16 pieces. This is a very old news. But the new aspect which has come to know for psychologists and counselors are actually he has befriended a clinical psychologist through a dating app called Bumble. Now let us try to talk. Let us try to understand uh, the role of the psychologist and the various aspect about Aftab. So the one aspect is during interrogation, the police have found out that Aftab has befriended a clinical psychologist. He has met the clinical psychologist over a dating app called Bumble, and she has visited him twice. He has presented a gift, a ring to the clinical psychologist, and that was the ring which was worn by Shraddha. So the two times which when clinical psychologist visited Aftab, actually the body, the Aftab has cut Shraddha Walker body into 16 pieces, and it was said to be kept in fridge. So maybe she feels it was in the fridge when she visited him. Now the clinical psychologist has said that she is under counseling and she needs counseling. Now the clinical psychologist requires a counseling. Now what is this for us, for psychologists and clinical psychologists and for everyone? The 48 laws of power, which says guard your reputation like anything. If at all you want to, if your reputation is gone, everything is gone. Now we have to appreciate the police in this regard, because nowhere the clinical psychologist's name appeared. Nowhere. Only everywhere they say that a clinical psychologist has met him twice and they befriended through Bumblebee. So we have to appreciate the police for it. The second aspect is the clinical psychologist says Aftab behaved like gentleman, very caring. This is what the statement she has given with the police. Now, it raises several questions as far as psychologist and clinical psychologist or anyone is concerned. Now, the simple aspect is the reputation, as I said earlier, the 48 powers of law. Guard your reputation like anything. So, when we are on the social media pages, we should be very, very careful. You should guard your reputation. Once your reputation is gone, everything is gone. I will not ask what a clinical psychologist is doing in a dating app. No, I don't want to ask that question. Okay, that will be a very silly question. But you can be in the Bumble app, a dating app, and you can make friends. But how far you can go? That is what the very, very serious question here. If at all you want to guard your reputation, it is better not to get into such app. If at all you want to guard your reputation. Because as a psychologist or as a clinical psychologist or as a psychiatrist, we all have some social responsibilities. Where to join, where not to join is an individual choice. So we have to expand our map. I will not really tell all the psychologists don't become member in such a dating app. No, I'm not telling that. I'm telling, please see whether it serves your purpose, whether it serves your purpose of life. You're a psychologist. Tomorrow you are going to give counseling to someone. Okay, someone who is spending more time in Bumblebee, they are bringing someone for counseling. And if you say, I am also in the Bumble, whether it will make sense? We cannot do counseling, proper counseling, if I myself a member of such dating apps. That is what my personal opinion, and I want all your opinion in the chat box. Okay, this is just my opinion. Now, one of the, again, I would like to repeat what she said. Aftab behaved like gentleman, very caring. Now, when I say this, whether really I have applied the psychology which I've learned, that is also a very questionable aspect, isn't it? Whenever we talk with people, apply psychology. Psychology is not only apply with counseling. All the counseling skills, what we learned, it is not only to apply in the counseling hall, in the clinical hall. It has to be applied everywhere. Let us come to the other aspects. Now, Aftab has told, no regret, even if hanged. This is what he has told. So, going by the case history, which is being shared in the social media, and the various aspects which we are getting from the police, okay, we can arrive at one aspect. He may be a psychopath. So, what are the characteristics of a psychopath? What are the characteristics? There are 7 characteristics of a psychopath. The one is, he will be having a superficial charm. Your psychopath will have a superficial charm. Now, just take the case of Aftab. So, whether you can be in Bumblebee, no problem. You can be in the Bumble app, a dating app. Someone is superficial, immediately, even when I am talking with him, and even when I'm chatting with them, I should be very, very careful. Hope you all agree. The second characteristic is, he will be having a puffed up self-esteem. His self-esteem will be, he will show as if he is having very high self-esteem. And his characteristic will be deceitfulness, the psychopath. And he will be having shallow emotions. The emotions will not be proper. He will be, a psychopath will need a stimulation at all point of time. Aftab has told that he was having 20 to 25 girlfriends. And one among the 20 is a clinical psychologist. Now, the psychopath need a stimulation. And I am a psychologist. I am meeting such a guy. I should be able to understand. Because during talking with that Aftab, he has presented a ring. I am meeting someone for the first time through a dating app, and he is presenting a ring to me, and I am accepting it. So, whether I apply psychology here, why that he has to present a ring to me? On the first, they met only twice, as per the reports. Now, it is a very great question mark. So, the need for stimulation, it will be there with the psychopath, and he will try to do anything, and we should be careful. So, he will be having a history of shady conduct. A psychopath will have a history of shady conduct. That is what police is unearthing now. And there will be a riddle of contradictions. And there was a riddle of contradictions right from the day police arrested. So, these all are the various characteristics of a psychopath, which more or less tallies with Aftab. Now, there are 2 questions. There are 2 aspects. One is the role of a psychologist in the society. When I am When I call myself as a psychologist or a clinical psychologist or a psychiatrist, I will have to guard my reputation. My public life is as important as the private life. We cannot tell that a Swamiji, okay, he is having only public life and he is not having private life. His private life is not questionable. The people who are guarding their reputation, they are all living a very nice life. Now others, what happens? Ramdev, the yogi Ramdev, day before yesterday, I think 2 or 3 days before, he has told women, they look good in saris. Women, they look good in chudidars. Women, they look good without anything. This is what a yogi has said, wherein the members are there, the great ministerial people, and the wife of the deputy chief minister Amrita, she was also present there, where a yogi says woman will look like even without dress. Now yesterday he has asked apology. What is the fun of asking apology? How that some such aspects come out of your mouth? Now the thing is, whatever he said, people will forget. People will forget. Still, people will be running behind him. But the reputation in front of our eyes, it is gone. So the simple aspect is guard your reputation in the public life. This is the message for today for my dear psychologist and clinical psychologist and psychiatrist and whoever watching this. Guard your reputation. When you are in your social media, see what is that you are doing and how is that you are doing, and whatever you are doing, is it helping your future? As far as the Aftab character is concerned, that seems to be psychopath, and it is a rebellious child. It is a rebellious child in transactional analysis. The people who know transactional analysis well, we are having 3 ego states: PAC, parent, adult, child, and child is having rebellious child. So that is the characteristics of a rebellious child, and rebellious child will never accept any rules and regulations. As psychologists, as clinical psychologists, as psychologists, as psychiatrists, we have to be in our in adult ego state. When you are in adult ego state, the first one, whether you will become a member in Bumble, your dating app, whether you will become a member, that is the first question. Even if you become a member, will you become friendly with a stranger? That is the second aspect. Even if you become a friend, whether you will visit his house, third. Even when you visit his house, whether you will accept a ring, adult ego state. Put the adult ego state, whether if you are in the adult ego state, whether you will do all these aspects. If someone is doing all these aspects, I am not in the adult, I am not going into the facts and figures, but I am acting from my natural child. So, thank you, team. Connect with me every day for psychological discussion, and put your thoughts on this on the chat box. Today we are having a 1-day training program on the stages of AIDS counseling, HIV and AIDS counseling. Yesterday was HIV AIDS awareness day. Yesterday we conducted the program. Today also the training program is there. It is free. The training is free and also the certification is free. Kindly join. Thank you. Bye-bye.